New national attention.
It is the cover story of People magazine that hits the stands tomorrow, but we have an inside look today. That's just one of the new developments in this case. We have team coverage. Casey Anthony is scheduled to be in court for a hearing tomorrow, but will she be a no-show? WESH 2's Bob Keeling has that story. But first, the latest on the People magazine expose promising to go inside the family's home and look at the relationships between Casey, George, and Cindy Anthony. Amanda Ober kicks off our coverage.
Well, this People magazine article claims that a law enforcement source has confirmed items found here at the crime scene, along with little Kaylee's remains, have been directly linked to the Anthony family home. But that's just one of the juicy tidbits the writers say they dug up. The newest issue of People magazine promises heartbreaking new evidence, Kaylee's family secrets, and a shocking twist. People magazine writer Steve Helling says the most dramatic new information comes from a law enforcement source. Helling claims that source confirms items found along with Kaylee's remains, including a Winnie the Pooh blanket and a heart sticker, have been connected to the Anthony family home. In the article, Helling goes on to say, it may also turn out that the items found with Kaylee that can be linked to the Anthony home, such as a blanket and a toy horse, undercut Casey's contention that she dropped her daughter off with a babysitter, then went a month while the child was supposedly missing before authorities were notified.
It just means that whoever did it would have had access to the home.
Which is pretty big.
It is big. That makes you wonder about a nanny who would have had to enter the home many different times to get that to happen. And that's why the police feel that they have the right person in custody.
Now, also in the article are more details from family and friends of the tense and somewhat dysfunctional relationship between Cindy and Casey Anthony. I'll have much more details on what's in this People magazine article coming up on WESH 2 News at 5. Live in Orange County, Amanda Ober, WESH 2 News.
There's also a new ruling this afternoon on whether Casey Anthony can be a no-show at tomorrow's hearing. WESH 2's Bob Keeling is live at the courthouse with the judge's decision. And Bob, you also spoke to a legal expert who says it's risky for Casey to be missing any hearings.
Yeah, Jim, that's right. Now, the judge this afternoon in a very short one-page motion said absolutely shot down the idea of Casey being a no-show in court. And in a case this serious, the legal expert we talked to says it is not a good idea at all for Casey to be trying to isolate herself. This week, Casey Anthony objected to being ordered to court by the judge and filed a written form waiving her right to be there Friday. With no explanation today, Judge Stan Strickland overruled Casey's objection.
So Judge Strickland, I think, is right on in requiring her attendance. Right.
Defense attorney Richard Hornsby says allowing Casey to no-show these court hearings could give her grounds for a later appeal if she's convicted.
I would want my client, and I do want my client to know every single move I make.
Which means get them to court every time.
So they cannot claim that they did not know what was going on.
Hornsby also questions why Casey's lawyer, Jose Baez, continues to fight this battle. According to Hornsby, there's simply no good reason for Casey not to go to court.
The only logic I can personally see in something like this is if you're trying to keep your client isolated so they don't know what's going on, so they don't know the big picture.
Jose Baez did not return our phone call or text message this afternoon. Coming up all new at 5 o'clock, we'll take a closer look at what's going to be going on in this hearing tomorrow morning, and we'll tell you whether we have any indication at all as to whether any of the Anthony family will be here. Remember, they have not seen Casey in person since the middle of October. Reporting live at the Orange County Courthouse, I'm Bob Keeling, WESH 2 News.
Bob, thanks. Keep it here on WESH 2 News and WESH.com for continuing coverage of the case against Casey Anthony.